Montgomery, LaChina Robinson, back at you from our ACC Digital Network studios. The Maryland Terrapins, the last standing in the Elite Eight, losing, of course, to Notre Dame, ends the ACC's run in the NCAA Tournament. But that gives us an opportunity to look back at the entire thing. Some of the bigger storylines, I think one of the biggest for me, LaChina, was Miami, and not in a good way. I'm kind of disappointed in the way the team fared in the tournament, losing in the second round. A lot of folks felt they'd go a lot farther. Yeah,
when you think about the seniors and how prolific of scorers they have been at Miami, and talking about Shanice Johnson and Raquana Williams, we all expected that this would be a team that could make a deep run into the NCAA tournament. However, after Raquana Williams was suspended from the team, things started to go downhill for the Canes. They needed her scoring, and out in Spokane against a very good Gonzaga team, it just wasn't enough.
So I guess the opposite of Miami would be Duke. They surprised in a good way. Depleted lineup, they get all the way to the Elite Eight.
They do. I mean, Rashae Jackson was a huge loss for them on their roster towards the end of the season, and a lot of people were wondering if they had enough firepower. On top of that, finding out that Elizabeth Williams was injured with the stress fracture to her lower right leg. So this is a team that came into the NCAA tournament limping, but put on a terrific performance. I thought their best was against St. John's.
Now, a stage like the NCAA tournament, the lights are shining bright. This is an opportunity for players to really step up and maybe show you something that you hadn't seen before. Did you see anybody do that for you?
There were a couple in particular. I thought Sydney Wallace, who's a freshman from Georgia Tech, put on a terrific offensive performance, scoring 20-plus points in all three of her NCAA tournament games, including over a very good defensive team in the Baylor Lady Bears. And then on top of that, I thought Lauren Mincy was someone that really caught my eye. Alyssa Thomas struggled early on in the NCAA tournament for the Maryland Terrapins, but the sophomore Lauren Mincy, now healthy, especially in the game against Texas A&M, down 18. She scores 21 points and has 12 boards. I thought she was fantastic.
Yeah, well, how about your overall impressions on the ACC in the NCAA tournament? You had Georgia Tech get to the Sweet 16. Two teams in the Elite Eight. Didn't get anybody in the Final Four, but still pretty good.
I thought it showed the strength of the conference. You know, when you heard that there were only 4 teams in the ACC going to the NCAA tournament, I think people were disappointed, but I thought that the teams that were in the field did the league some justice. And I know the selection committee had to look back and say, this is a very strong conference. When you can get to the Elite Eight, when you can get to the Sweet 16, you're proving that your conference is on a different level, and I thought that we saw that in postseason.
Yeah, I think we got an exciting season coming up next year.
Absolutely.
We'll have to see. All right, LaChina Robinson, Kyle Montgomery saying so long for now from our ACC DN studio.